This video is brought to you by our 3-Minute Board Game patrons. Keep us independent by supporting us on Patreon. Kia ora koutou. It's a cold, clear night here, and I was on my way out to do some photography for another, 3-minute board game review, and I thought instead of doing that, I might actually talk to you about a game that's got its claws under my skin lately. And that game is Arkham Horror, the card game. And I'm going to share with you why this game has gone from something that I wanted to play to a game that I'm absolutely obsessing about at the moment. So we're going to pop inside and I'm going to talk you through why that is. So I was thinking, why specifically has this game grabbed my interest so much? So it's not like Arkham Horror, the card game, is a game that's come to me suddenly and that I hadn't played it before. It's been in my top 100 and very close to the top of my top 100 every year I've done it. And I'm going to run through why that is, why it's a top ranked game of mine, even though I haven't played it very much in the last 5 years. And I think the reasons for that are as follows. First of all, I have no real bias between competitive or cooperative games. I like them equally. And Arkham Horror, the card game, is a cooperative game. Now, I know quite a few people lean towards cooperative games or lean against them. Me, I don't have a preference. So if you look at my top rated games, there is quite a mix of cooperative and competitive games in them. The second thing is I love games that tell a story, and Arkham Horror, the card game, is an amazing storytelling game. One could make a very strong case that as far as board games go, it's as good as any in terms of telling a narrative. And especially a narrative that is influenced by player actions. So yeah, deep, rich storytelling games, that's something I really like. The third point is, it's an Arkham game, and I'm a big fan of Arkham Horror 2nd Edition. So Arkham Horror the card game is a natural progression of my fandom for that game and that setting. The characters, the settings, the locations, it's all very familiar, very comfortable, and stuff I enjoy playing with. And just interrupting here, if you want to know more about Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, a game I love a lot, I did a deep dive video where I interviewed the designers of Arkham Horror 1st Edition, 2nd Edition, and 3rd Edition, as well as completely look through the game. You can check out that video, Arkham Horror the Rare View, in the link above. Now back to the actual video. And the fourth point, and I think this is a big point of difference, is that it's a game where you get to build custom decks. Now, a long time ago, Magic the Gathering decided there were 3 main types of players, and I'm what's known of as a Johnny. I'm one of those people who looks at a card and goes, ooh, imagine the weird and wonderful crap I can do with this. What kind of silly deck can I build? What kind of nonsense can I bring to the table? And that's something I'm not getting in any other game at the moment. I used to play a lot of Android Netrunner, but the competitive scene in Wellington, New Zealand absolutely died about 5 years ago. And I really enjoyed making decks for that game, and it's something that I'm really, really missing in my gaming. Or at least I was until I started getting back into this. Because deck construction is just something that I really, really enjoy, and I've got this dedicated space out here that I've been working out where I've got all of my cards, like nicely ordered. Here's all the rogue cards, level 0. Here's all the rogue cards, the level up. They're all nicely sorted out, so I can go through and look physically through things. Because I'm one of those people who's very tactile when it comes to collectible card games or living card games. I really need to finger the cards to figure out what's going on. And I'm not getting this anywhere else at the moment. This is like a particular part of the board gaming hobby that has been absent in my life for quite a while, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I guess the question is, why did I fall out of love with Arkham Horror the card game to start with? So we played up until the end of the Dunwich Legacy. So I got the core game and the Dunwich Legacy. We played that through and it was freaking great. And then Path of Carcosa came out. And well, the problem there was the way the game was originally sold. You got a starter box and then 6 add-on boxes. And supply for Path of Carcosa to New Zealand was absolute rubbish. So you couldn't get some of the packs. You couldn't get them for quite a while. And what that meant was I wanted to collect the whole set at the same time because I didn't see the point in buying part 2 when I couldn't get my hands on part 1. And that just proved an impracticality. And it proved an impracticality for a very long time. Time enough that the channel started and then that took off and I got a lot busier playing other games. But not that long ago, Fantasy Flight Games released the revised version of the game and they also changed this business model. So initially, I started off with just the revised set. And then I thought, maybe I could pick up a pack. And of course, the first pack was Edge of the Earth. And I didn't really have anyone to play it with, so I just got the pack. I haven't even really looked through the scenario book. I've just thumbed through the cards and got, all excited about it. And then they announced they were doing all of them this way. And then suddenly my finger just kept clicking on the buy thing every time one of these popped up. And before you know it, you're spending an inordinate amount of money on a game you actually aren't even playing. And then completionism kicks in, and you decide you need to pick up like the return to boxes for scenarios that you haven't even played the original of. So yeah, I've got all of the Arkham stuff now, and there has still been barriers to playing it. So the people problem was the first one I solved, and I solved this two ways. The first of which is I just started playing the game solo. So, you know, making 2 decks, playing multi-handed, really enjoying that experience. But there's something just a little bit lacking about it. It's really good as a solo game, and I do love my solo gaming, but I also love this game in a group because of the shared narrative experience. So I actually got some really good news recently. A real close and dear friend of mine, Fraser, he's one of the original testers of the channel, and when I talk about various games, a lot of them like how many games I've played of War of the Ring against one particular person, it's this guy, but he was also part of my original Arkham Horror group, and he's moving back to Wellington. He's going to be spending a year here, and we're going to play a bunch of Arkham while he's here. And I also reached out to another person from that original group, another person called Jared, and he's also keen, so we're getting the band back together. So that is going to be really cool. The second issue is, of course, time. And while I'm going to be able to find some time to play with this live group, I have been playing a hell of a lot more because I've been able to squeeze in small amounts of gaming around Anne's sleeping schedule, and generally when I get a break in the evening, by using Tabletop Simulator. And I found the most amazing mod on Tabletop Sim. Now, the people who created this mod don't want the link shared directly. They want people to go to their Discord so people can get the most up-to-date version, along with an FAQ and guidelines on how to use it. But there is an excellent guide by a user called Crispy on exactly how this mod works. And I've been using this mod a hell of a lot lately. Now, one of the really cool things in here is it not only has all the official content, it's got a bucket load of player-created content as well. And I've been playing through a campaign called Call of the Plague Bearer, which so far has been really, really good. And the fact that there are so many player-created investigators and player-created scenarios on this mod, and just out there in general, speaks to how fascinating and interesting a game this is. Like, sometimes you come across a game that might have, like, someone's done a few characters for it. But for this one, people have done full campaigns with, like, 8 scenarios and guidebooks and all of the custom-made cards and everything. It's really, really, really impressive what some of the creative types out there in the Arkham fan base have done. Really, really impressed. And another thing to put out here is I've been consuming an awful lot of YouTube content around Arkham Horror, the card game. Almost entirely from a channel called Playing Board Games. So this channel does everything. They've got a Twitch that they do live playthroughs on. I don't watch a lot of those. I'm mostly interested in the sort of list videos they've done and the deck building and card advice videos they've done. They've got excellent starting materials out there. So new player guides, buying guides so you can learn, you know, how the hell this game works and what to get, because there's so much content out there for it now. And they're just a really great resource for anyone either getting into Arkham, the card game, or, you know, who wants to get more into it. So the stage where I'm at the moment. And that stage is this. I have played Night of the Zealot so many times, and I've also played Dunwich Legacy through about 4 or 5 times, as well as a couple of custom scenarios on Tabletop Simulator. But I haven't played any of the official campaigns after that point. I also played the standalone scenarios of Curse of the Rougarou and Carnival. But I've got access to everything. Like, I've got everything that's been put back out. So I don't have Innsmouth and I don't have Dream Eaters. And Circle Undone will be about a month away. But my friend Fraser does have all of that. So we have access to everything available. And the thing I want to put out to you is, what should we do? What game should I play? What campaign should I play? So we've got the following options of campaigns to play. And I'm going to put these up and I'm going to do some narration over them. And then at the end of the video, I would love if you put in the comments what campaign you reckon me and my group should try in person first. So the campaigns are as follows. The Dunwich Legacy, Mystery and Decay. An unseen threat emerges from Dunwich, and the only people who know how to stop it have gone missing. The Path to Carcosa, a deadly play. A mysterious player is driving people insane. Journey to Paris and beyond to find out why before it's too late. The Forgotten Age, Enter the Jungle. Explore the depths of the jungle in search of an ancient Aztec city, where long-buried secrets could change the world as we know it. The Circle Undone, Magic and Dread. The Silver Twilight Lodge and a coven of local witches have opposing goals, and their conflict will spell doom for us all. Can you prevent a terrible fate? The Dream Eaters, What is Real? 2 parallel campaigns, one in the real world, one in the dream realm, tell an interwoven tale of warped reality. The Innsmouth Conspiracy, That Fishy Town. You wake up in Innsmouth without knowing how you got there. Race to discover your memories in time to stop a nefarious Deep One plot. Edge of the Earth, a frigid expedition. Keep your team alive in a dangerous expedition to Antarctica, where an ancient secret could rip reality apart. The Scarlet Keys, a globe-trotting adventure. You choose where to go, where people vanishing from history and memory. You must travel the world and uncover an international conspiracy. So yeah, this has been a very odd video. It's kind of just an enthusiastic, I'm really into this game video. I'm not really providing a lot of dramatic insights or going, yes, the quality of this game is thus. It's just a game that's got me amped, a game that's got me hyped, a game that's, drawn me back in. And it's almost entirely because they changed their ridiculous business model. They put up barriers that made it impossible for me to get the game. Well, not impossible, but they made it very, very difficult for me to buy their product. And then they suddenly removed that barrier. Now, instead of chasing these things, I can buy one box and get that whole campaign. And it has just pulled me right back in. I was not expecting that when I got the revised set and I did the review for that. I finished just replaying Night of the Zealot after that, and I was like, oh my lord, why? Why am I not playing this game more often? Why do I not have a regular group every week playing Arkham Horror, the card game? Why isn't this the game I'm obsessing about? And just over the next 6 months to a year or so, I've just kept reading articles, watching YouTube videos. I'll play games to review for the channel, and after it's done, I'm like, Arkham Horror cards. I'll have a look at those. It's just been needling away at me, and I'm really looking forward at taking the next step into a live campaign with live people. Really looking forward to that experience. So I'm really curious to see what campaign you think we should kick off. And if you've got any suggestions for characters you think I'd enjoy playing, being the Johnny that I am, that I like doing kind of quirky, weird things, let me know in the comments as well. And if you are entirely new to Arkham Horror, the card game, I recommend checking out some of the playing board games content. I'm going to link in the description to a bunch of their starter videos. Justin, Travis, and Bryn, they're really engaging to watch. They're a really good group. Really good conversations, and they know the game exceedingly well. But they don't do that thing that some people do where they have got a certain level of knowledge, but they can't talk to new players. So their new player instructional videos are pitched really to new players. Not in a patronizing way either. It's just genuinely good, informative content. And yeah, this is basically a shameless plug for another channel. Go watch them. They do really good stuff on Arkham Horror, the card game. So I don't really know what content I'm going to do around Arkham Horror, the card game. I might do some more. It's really pulled me in, and I feel like I want to do some more videos on it once I've got a bit more experience under my belt. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So yeah, that's been Jay from 3 Minute Board Games. Not doing a 3 Minute Board Games video, just talking about something I really am into right now. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the notification button, like, share, and subscribe to the channel.